Hey guys, so you've made that decision, you're making a move over to Detroit, Michigan, or maybe you're thinking about making that move, and you're wondering, wow, is Detroit actually safe? I'm sure you've heard that plenty of times, I'm sure you've heard that on the news. And look, today what we're going to do is we're going to kind of dive deep into those stats and kind of figure out, is Detroit safe? Should I even think about moving there? We're going to even go into some of the stats that I pulled in from Neighborhood Scout, and I advise you to do the same. I'm not here to tell somebody where they should move. I want you guys to do that research and kind of give yourself a grasp of where you want to be. And I'll just be honest, when we look at, I'm using, like I said, Neighborhood Scout, the Detroit stats overall is not great. But like I said, most of the time, working with, my experience here and my clients' experiences here, I come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which is, there's nobody there. So I haven't really had any experiences, in a lot of the, suburban areas and some of the, just kind of outskirt areas. Of course, Detroit, just like any other city, is going to have its pockets. And, we just got to be wise and kind of, avoid those pockets, right? So before we really kind of dig into that, I just want to do a quick little housekeeping. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. That's what kind of gets this out to the masses. And all my contact information is down below. Again, this is Travis Junty with the Living in Detroit, Southeast Michigan team. Call, text, email, whatever is best for you. Let's get right into that content. So I just wanted to be real quick here. We talk a lot about steering, and you got to be careful about what we do. Like I said, I'm not here to steer you into a certain area. So here it says real quick, steering occurs, for example, when real estate agents do not tell buyers about available properties that meet their criteria or express views about communities with the purpose of directing buyers away from or towards certain neighborhoods due to their race or other protected characteristic. You see here, race, color, religion, gender, disability, familial status, or national origin is all part of the protected classes under the Fair Housing Act. Today we're talking about crime. And like I said, if you're asking questions about crime, that's something that I'll kind of, guide you to do your own research still. And like I said, if that crime doesn't fit in your criteria, then we don't look at it. But I just wanted to be kind of upfront and straightforward, so that understand it. I'm not trying to, sway you into certain areas. I just want to make sure that you understand and grasp that knowledge. So here we are, like I said, Neighborhood Scout, Detroit, Michigan. Now this guy, I pulled over here over to the crime stats. Some of this stuff is, not exactly the neighborhoods there, but anyways, this kind of shows you the crime maps, right? So we have, the safest areas and the most dangerous areas. Never mind this Highland Park in Hamtramck. This is actually little cities within the cities, which completely different areas. Just coming down here, right? So total crime index. Detroit is safer than 1% of U.S. neighborhoods. So that's like I said, that's not a good stat. But at the same time, that's just within pockets of those areas. We're talking, violent crimes, 20.59 violent crimes per 1,000 residents, and that's versus the Michigan average of 4.6 and a national median of 4, right? So this isn't good. Chance of becoming a victim of a violent crime. This is violent crime, not just petty theft, which we haven't really any territory. And that being said, there are violent crimes everywhere. Everyone's experiences might be a little bit different depending on, just place in the area or whatever it might be. So yeah, this just kind of goes over some of that information. So like I said, this is some of the information I suggest if you're moving to an area, take a look at some of that information. Take a look at the schools. Take a look at the economic and demographics. Neighborhood Scout isn't just the only website that you can jump on. So kind of say, right? The reason why my experiences and a lot of my clients' experiences haven't been the same as what you see in the Detroit statistics is, typically, I live on the kind of the outskirts of Detroit. A lot of my clients are moving in a lot of the outskirts of Detroit, and not just outskirts of Detroit. We do have clients that are moving some of the nicer neighborhoods in Detroit as well, which you can see from some of my videos out there. And we will have videos that talk about some of the different neighborhoods in Detroit, just to kind of give you an idea of some of the different places that you can live in Detroit that are certainly have been great for years, and and will be great for years to come. Like I said, for the most part, they will be safe. I'm not here to say that stuff doesn't happen in some of these areas that we're doing videos in, but these places that we're doing videos in are places that that I trust. I mean, I'm okay with. But like I said, you got to do your own due diligence on what your criteria is to figure out what that place is for you. And kind of the reason for this video is I don't want those statistics out there, that you find, just funny headlines or whatever. I don't want those statistics to scare you. There's a lot of really nice areas around, in and around Detroit. Like I said, a lot of those stats are skewed from just different, pockets and stuff within Detroit, and just Detroit as a whole. The whole Detroit metropolitan area is massive. I don't have that stat on top of me right now, but I mean, literally, you're taking an hour and a half to go from one side of the metro to the other side of the metro. So, living in metro is living in Detroit as a whole, right? I mean, that's a very large area. I mean, it's kind of like saying, I'm moving to Houston or what have you, and you end up in the middle of Houston. But no, very likely you're going into the Woodlands or something like that, right? So living in Detroit or moving to Detroit is a lot different as well. I mean, you're not necessarily moving right into Detroit. There's beautiful areas. I mean, there's top schools. There's all kinds of places that you will enjoy when moving to Detroit. And like I said, what we do is we jump on a Zoom call or whatever's comfortable for you. We'll talk about your needs, your criteria, and we'll try to figure out kind of what works best for that. Like I said, a lot of people that I'm moving with are moving with families, and they do their research on different schools that they want to be involved in. Like I said, that's not something that I'm gonna guide somebody to one school or another. That's the work that they can do on themselves. But like I said, we kind of gather your information. We talk about things that you might want to do. Whether it be you want to be closer for commuting or closer for activities or schools or whatever it might be. We kind of look at that information and kind of gather, okay, well, let's consider these areas. And look, hey, I hope this video helps you. Like I said, give me a call, shoot me a text, whatever is best for you. All my information is down there below. And again, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for the next video on living in Detroit, Southeast Michigan. Thanks again. We're out.